So when we're beginning to draw bottles and vases and anything symmetrical, we really need to start off with a center axis that we are fairly confident is indeed exactly vertical, straight up and down. It's kind of hard to judge in this video because things are probably a little wonky angle-wise, but I'm leaning back and I'm trying to judge if that indeed seems straight up and down. It seems pretty good from this point. And then anywhere in the bottle where there's some sort of significant event, thing going on, curve or point where the outer edge changes direction, an obvious point where it changes direction, I'm going to create another horizontal line. I shouldn't say another, because first I'm going to do horizontal lines for the top and the bottom. And then anywhere where there's a significant curve, I'm going to want to create an additional horizontal for every time that occurs. And then what I'm going to do at this point is double check that indeed my horizontals are pretty horizontal. Once again, my vertical is vertical. There's various ways of figuring out these points. That's a bit of a different conversation, but the way that I want to make sure that I know that this object will have a sporting chance of ending up looking symmetrical is that the distance from here to here at the top is the same as here at the top, and then that's true for every horizontal line where I've made an indicator that a significant curve happens. At first I'm just going to sort of judge it by eyeball. That way I'm practicing my judging and copying distance skills. But then I'm going to check it with perhaps I'll use this side of my unmarked well, that's pretty marked up, but not with these kinds of marks. But I'm going to measure that distance, and then I'm going to make sure it's the same as that distance by shifting it over. And the same with this one. A little wider there. Let's see. How about for this one if I put that mark there? Indicate the middle, center axis, and then switch over like that. So you can see that one was really perfect. Okay, that was supposed to be funny. But that's why I do this. And even looking at it like that, it's kind of going, really? I think perhaps that line is not quite horizontal, but So that's the idea for that. And then I'll do one more down here. So now that I know that these significant points are equidistant from my center axis, I'm going to start just with straight sketchy lines. I have other videos on straight sketchy lines. The basics is that I usually try to take it in 3 steps. So as I keep looking at this, and as I keep drawing it out, and as I keep thinking, is this looking symmetrical? I see that perhaps this one needs a little bit more love. And then I was kind of sloppy with how I made that mark and where I actually started drawing that line. That was a little too sketchy. So it was sort of more like that. But all along the way here, I'm leaning back and I'm judging, and I'm saying to myself, does this shape indeed look like the mirror image of this shape? And if not, that's a fun sound. If not, what's off and how can I adjust? And as I keep getting more confident about where these points are, and I keep sort of leaning back and thinking to myself, wow, that seems like that's starting to seem like a bottle or a vase. Then I can start coming in and more curving things out, curving things around. I'm just sort of pretending like I know what this bottle does, but this vase, it may do something like that, and something like that. We'll be getting, well, I have entire things on ellipses, which is what will be at the top and the bottom. That's another long, fun conversation and skill to learn. But the point is that I want to make sure I can have some sort of a foundational structure so that when I come back and look at it and something is not right, because it won't be right. I just accept that I know how I'm going to judge and discover identify what's not right and how to correct it. There's a whole bunch of other fun things to think about when you're drawing vases and whatnot, but at this level, where I have a center axis, I have horizontals, at these significant points, and I'm sure that the distances are equal. Like I said, that's going to give me a sporting chance to at least try to make this appear like a symmetrical object. More on the curvy stuff and ellipses in other videos. Whew. Okay. What do you guys want to do? Maybe they want to do something like this. That's enough.